It's been quite good, yeah.
Good.
Decent.
Okay.
Last
good.
session was about Tracer, mainly, I think.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And now Torb.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, congratulations, because I'm going to give you the gold star because this is the first Torb session that I have had that will be public.
Great. I know you hadn't had any Torb sessions before, so I figured I might as well shoot the shot.
Just straight up, like the first one. I've done one or two private. I think two private, and then we obviously had the DPS coaching guide years ago, right? Which is technically a little bit of review, but yeah, we've never had a public coaching session, so let's do it. Yeah. Drop the code whenever. Is this High Masters low GM?
Yeah, High Masters low GM mostly.
Okay.
So right now these should be in around High Masters to like GM4. I think these lobbies were.
Let's take a look here.
And I was trying to get some good codes because the ones I wanted to show I couldn't find again.
Sure. That's fine. We've had a bunch of wipes recently. I think we've had like 2 wipes this season already, and today will be like the 3rd. So
yeah, it's been a bit annoying with that.
Yeah,
I think we can start with this.
Okay.
I don't remember what I actually wrote in.
Yeah, we'll go back and evaluate it. We'll go back. I see one tricking Torb, and I just started salivating. So, you know, so.
I think I have a lot of issues with some matchups.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, we could talk about those matchups, but obviously, like, you're at a point in time now where those matchups are going to be a real problem, and like your ability to kind of adjust is going to be crucial. But this isn't bronze, or gold or plat, where it's a skill issue. It's going to be like, how do I figure this out? So, what is your understanding of what makes Torb unique? Let's just really anchor that first.
So I think he's a unique in a few ways that other characters aren't. You can kind of take. Like, you're quite tanky, like, you can face tank quite a lot of damage, but you can't actually, like, peek someone a lot, right? You do get blown up quite quick, but you have the ability to take a dive, like, quite...
Yeah, exactly.
By quite a lot of characters.
Yeah, exactly. So you have, like, really good matchups.
And I think taking angles is actually pretty good on Torb. Like, I think it's really strong on Torb.
Agreed.
Especially when you have the turret upgraded.
Agreed.
I think it becomes really, really strong.
Agreed. I look at turret in like 3 different ways. So there's the pre-fight setup way, which is the obvious way where you use it to control a different angle. Let's just kind of use it for, let's say, just use this as an example. Like, let's say you guys got here 15 seconds or 10 seconds before. You throw your turret like on the corner here and just pre-fight angle control. The second one is like the really, really face tanking way. So like when you turn a corner and you get dove, you just throw your turret and pop overload. And so then they have to stop and shoot turret or shoot you. It's just kind of more like a meat shield, right? And then the third way is more like that pre-fight where it's like you want to get it here, but you can't. So you find like, what's the next best thing? Could I walk up and throw it here roughly? Could I just throw it here and peek a different angle? Could I even throw it like back here and then rotate forward knowing that there's a chance that somebody's going to over push and then walk into it? You kind of get what I'm saying? So it's like either a full pre-fight setup, a halfway pre-fight setup, or just a full-on meat shield. Those are kind of like the 3 skills.
I think... majority of the time I use it either like as a kind of anti-flank deterrent, right? Where it's like you walked up a bit too far, now you're gonna take shots from the turret and like you can't really go any further. Or I throw this behind you and now you have to look at either me or the turret. Or,
exactly. Meat shield, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, key thing I think it's just kind of like playing your range on whatever angle that you take here. So like obviously like you're gonna be here, but okay, Genji, I will contest him aggressively as long as I have overload and CDs, and then obviously depending on how that goes, we'll go from there. But obviously versus Genji, you don't necessarily have to get in his face either. You can, but you don't have to, right? Like that's your advantage versus like Torb is like that literally middle of the road. He like loses to every sniper if he can't get close to them. But obviously you can outpoke like pretty much every dive DPS very comfortably at the same time in dive tanks. So okay, let's any questions, like strategy questions before we jump in?
No, not really.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Like, I think this turret's fine, because it's like, it's completely safe until they commit, but...
Yeah, I didn't really know what tank they had, so I kind of thought someone might
yeah. Well, you've also seen Genji, too, so there's like
Yeah,
so there's a pretty good chance that this guy's going to want to close the distance up to here, and then you're just going to give him, like, a real doozy. I think something that a lot of low-ranked, mid-ranked Torb players is they're scared of not getting value out of turret early fight, but I think that's, like, the wrong way of thinking about things. Like, you should almost never pursue value with turret early fights. Always better mid to late fight, because then they have to stop what they're doing to shoot the turret at like the worst time, right? Like if that Genji dashes, like it's the worst. So my problem...
I could have thrown it up further there, like towards the wall, like where the Genji is, right? But I feel like that would get...
Yeah. I think well, okay, so kind of, sort of. I actually kind of disagree. I think the turret placement is fine. I think the problem is that you throw the turret and then walk away from the angle that you should be utilizing.
Yeah.
So like once he's here, this is your lane to protect. So if you're here, I don't care if he's damage boosted, hold the angle here and play patty cake with him. Make him shoot you or shoot turret, right? I know he's damage boosted, doesn't matter your pocket. You have overload, you're fine, right? So force his deflect, force him out, or force him to focus on you and your turret here. The problem is that you go here and then you open your angle here. And then now this Genji can take this angle for free and break turret for free. There has to be an opportunity cost here. So whatever lane that you choose for you and your turret, you need to complement that angle. Because really here, this is just praying you hit a poke. And to be honest with you, you also don't really have any information. Like they could be running Widowmaker right now. Like you don't have any scouting whatsoever. There's just no real reason or value to rotate on this angle. Now your Cassie ends up doing it for you, but yeah. Like I don't mind this angle for Torb, but if this is the angle that you would have chosen, you would have rolled out here immediately, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Get set up here as quickly as you possibly can, because those transition times are just awkward. Sure, just kind of control the angle here. And then as you guys walk forward, you walk forward as well. Okay. No, because where this fight is moving. Don't use the turret. Hold it.
Yeah, I thought their ball was behind us still, I think.
Oh,
so I kind of expected them to kind of go back into us.
Oh, okay. You didn't realize
I didn't think the Genji would just fall over.
Yeah. Well, the ball is dead. Is what my point being. It's like so there's.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I don't think I was paying attention to that.
That's okay. That's okay. We just as
that
the fights
behind us.
yeah. As the balls as fights rotate, like you can kind of hold turret until you decide where we're gonna be fighting.
Yeah. That knowing the ball is dead, that's
fine. Good shots. And then now, like, this is, like, the moment where you really, as quickly as you possibly can, like, you know where this fight's going to be happening. Turret needs to be priority right now. Turret
into the room to the right, I think.
Correct. Yeah, it needs to be this. It needs to be this angle here, like throwing it all deep in here.
Throw it deep in here. About the turret completely.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
Yeah. But obviously, as quickly
that happens that we have to let this.
Because now it's too late. Right now, there's moments where like, and the other thing too as well is like I don't think you're being as thoughtful about your angle either. Like, I think, like, a lot of what's happening is just kind of spamming down main. But, like, I would kind of want your turret on right, and I think I'd want you also on right. Like, somewhere here.
Yeah.
Open up your angle just a bit.
I think I'm trying to just kind of spam out that on that.
Yeah. And I agree. Like, who you're shooting is fine, but do it from here instead. Just to give yourself better vision, you know? Don't give that ball too much value. Because now you're kind of pincered, you know? On a junk on both sides. It's like, where do you really go? Like, you're not controlling really any space here, and so... you know, that kind of feels like almost a forced overload there, not really earned.
Yeah, it was kind of wasted.
Yeah, this is kind of a disaster. Turret's not gotten any value. You're not controlling any space. Overload's not gotten any value. It's basically just been mechanics from this point, essentially. And even this, right? Like, even this turret here, it's not a terrible turret, but it's probably a turret that I would want inside the room. Just to...
Inside the room makes sense, yeah.
Just to have them make a little bit more of a commitment before they break it, right? It's not a bad turret. This is like good turret, not perfect turret, right? I want more of a commitment. So I don't hate it. It's like the least of my concerns right now, but yeah. Just remember, like, if you look at what's your advantage versus Torb, Sojourn, right? It's not necessarily short range versus junk. It's not necessarily your mobility versus Sojourn, but it's kind of somewhere in between, right? Like you could be like doing goofy stuff here, or you could be hunting this ball, or you could be basically solo angling. Like the optimal thing would have been to solo angle here and just basically play bait for ball, right? Because like you're literally unmovable here.
I feel like some maps I do struggle with taking like more funny angles.
Yeah. I mean, it's Coliseum.
I think this is more one of them. It's,
it's
more
rough.
Streamlined, straightforward maps.
It's rough. So I guess my takeaway here is I just need more experimentation from you here, right? Whether that's going to be lurking here or whether that's going to be hard angling here. I just need more experimentation. Oh, what feels
Sometimes I think I'm also a bit too scared of Sojourn.
I mean, yeah, you're freaking fat as all get out, but like that's a duel that's so incredibly easy within like 10 to 15 meters, right? But it's impossible anything longer than that, right?
I think overall Sojourn duel is like just really hard for me.
Yeah.
So any range.
Yeah. Okay, so then you need more reps up close then. You need more reps up close.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna hit the rail, but she's 2 shots, essentially 2 headshots, plus your overload.
Yeah. I struggle hitting Sojourn a bit.
Yeah, I mean she's one of those classic Overwatch 2 hitboxes. Yeah. So okay.
It's a straight mostly.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Perfect. Love that actually. Nice shots. You could meat shield this if you want. So you could just like bulldoze and throw the turret and force him out.
I was gonna walk up and force him out, but he did mind me out.
Yeah.
He stayed for some reason, so
yeah.
I guess it worked out anyway, right?
Yeah.
But
so this is like kind of what we talked about with turret, right? Where it's like kind of like it's unbreakable until they actually commit. So if you look at what the Sojourn actually does, she misses you, but even if she'd hit you, she's gonna still take like the extra 25-30 damage from the turret. It's okay. It's not like super thoughtful, but it is in an unbreakable location, and obviously you're under a bit of pressure there. Nice shots.
Ana can be hard sometimes, bro. Ana can be hard sometimes.
Okay. Here's the rule with overload. Overload is primarily about your HP and survivability in duels. It's not about your fire rate in duels. It's about your fire rate when you're shooting a tank or a shield or spamming down a choke.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted her dead.
I get that, but like this is how you lose a duel with overload. That's what I'm saying, right? Like so, like the fire rate throws off your muscle memory more of an advantage than it is. So like just slow it down. Because you have 100x HP and your movement is such that you're really hard to hit. So just abuse that and slow down your shots. You're in no rush.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so just get in the habit of using overload for spam when it's an actual spam appropriate situation, not spamming in a 1v1. Okay. Yeah, I think it's okay because ball, you know.
Yeah, okay. Mainly just for ball because it won't get any value against Sojourn whatsoever. Right?
I still am thinking about like angle control here. You know, like I'm like. I know tire's kind of an extenuating circumstance. I think... Wait, how did they break the turret? What happened here? Wait, what happened? It didn't even go to level 2. Just disappeared. Did you destroy it?
I think it just got destroyed by the wall. If you look at when I place it down.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Where it just gets destroyed.
Okay. So... ignoring Riptire here, even with Riptire or without Riptire, you can already migrate here. This is your space, mate. This is your angle. This is your lane. Sojourn comes in here, you got this. Junkrat comes in here, you got this. Ball comes in here, you got this. You have the HP, you have your turret, you have your overload, you have cover here. I keep seeing you. I don't know if this is just more of a map situational thing. You'll take a lane with you and your turret, and then you just kind of walk away and go back to spamming on the longest sight lane that you can find. You know? This is your territory.
I do struggle on this map, which is one of the reasons I chose this.
Yeah. My point being is like, this is your space.
Yeah.
Don't force it if it's like 3 people rotating at you or whatever, or you're down your overload. But like my point being is that like, don't just go back and just spam across the choke again. This is like this. Like let's look at the space that's vacated here. Like you could be breaking trap here. You could be contesting Wrecking Ball. Even with Riptire, like I would actively be holding here versus Riptire. This feels way better versus Riptire than where you are, right? But then also, like, if this is uncontested here, you can still poke ball, but you can also just poke this. This is Merry Christmas. Yeah. If he's not there, then you can poke this. There's your space, right? You're really causing your team issues because both you and your caster are kind of holding, like, just like scared rabbits in a corner and giving this ball, the Sojourn, the entire map. And even like it even affects your ult, right? Like look how easy this ult is to kite and how much harder it would have been to pop ult here. How much more space, right? Like this would have sucked. Like he could have walked, but this would have given your team all this ability to walk forward here. Like there's just like if you look before and after Molten Core, look at the positions before and after. Okay, here and Basically the same. Like
essentially the same,
Anna's backed up a little bit, but Junkrat, like they have the same angles that they had before, right? Because you had you're just efficient. And then the worst part is now you're trying to push the angle, but you see how much harder it is to push an angle versus holding it?
Yeah, now he already has it, right?
Right, now he has it. So you've lost your HP. You don't have a pre-set up turret. He has corner advantage on you. I don't hate what you're doing here, by the way. I would probably throw a turret on the back wall just in case, or meat shield it. Like, you could also just throw it right here as you're peeking. But so you're doing the right thing, but it's ironic that you're doing it now the hard way instead of the easier way, of where you would be here in the first place. That being said, I do want to applaud you for the general concept of what you're doing here, because you could see it. It's shoved Ball and Junkrat out. They're gone. Yeah. All the threats are coming from one angle now, and then not only that, but you actually have a very clear sight line to punish this Sojourn Junkrat Mercy that otherwise wouldn't feel as easy to do.
It's just on the incorrect timing.
That's correct. The correct timing, and yeah, obviously, yeah. Okay.
Do the replays still crash?
They crash on custom games and workshop codes, yes. So a lot of I've had a couple of pro coaches messaging me, begging me that they're gonna fix this. So I'm gonna harass them again if it's still broken. So let's look at your turret setup here. The audio bug, like the buzzing, that's been there since Overwatch 2. It's never been fixed. I don't hate this, to be honest with you though. Okay, so this is like maybe more of a I know you're thinking Ball here, but with how aggressive and basically you're on your own here, right?
Yeah.
I question whether if you should just turret for yourself here.
I think the best turret would just be in the corner by the health pack here.
Correct. Something more defensive. So if the Sojourn decides to punish you, or the Ball decides to punish you, or the Junkrat decides to punish you, they have to choose, right? So I think when we think about turret, it can be like, this is going to be useful. Like, let's not lie. It's going to be useful. It's going to be really annoying for Ball. It's going to keep the DPS passive proccing them permanently. But also at the same time, turret can be complemented to the aggression of your angle, if that makes sense. Right? Yeah. Especially when you're kind of in a rush right now. We're not really thinking about what's the OP turret position. There really isn't one right now. So just use it to help you hold space, right? Yeah. So just as a meat shield. Because this is good. This is good. I know it's annoying, but this is really annoying for the Sojourn. I hope you realize that, right? She has pocket. She has 2 resources versus 1. Her position is being gate capped. Yeah, she still has to force you out. You didn't even blow your overload, right? So she still has to force you out. And then to force you out, this is risky for her. To be frank with you, equally skilled Torb, equally skilled Sojourn, at best 50-50 for Sojourn right now with you with overload.
Yeah.
The problem here is that you didn't have your turret pre-set up, and so this should have gone even easier. But you can see this is rough for her. It's not fun for you. For the matchup, same thing with the fire rate with overload. Use your HP, use your movement speed, keep the fire rate controlled. But she's cooked. She wasted it.
Yeah.
You're the superhero.
I think I also kind of mess up my strafes against Sojourn a lot, I think.
Yeah.
I strafe very shortly against her.
You shouldn't, right. So because you're too easy to shoot, so there's no point 80-80 spamming, right? Basically, you want to do longer strafes that focus more on your accuracy, and you're going to get shot anyway. So you might as well make your shots hit as well.
Yeah, I think the way to miss that Torb, right?
Right. Torb wins duels by hitting shots, not by dodging shots.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, but I want to your positioning there is the reason you guys won that fight.
Yeah.
You just completely denied that angle. That was Nano and Mines, and they didn't do anything. So.
I think I should have also just gone into the left room there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, right? Do you want to be a lurking assassin around here? Which sounds weird with Torb. Torb the lurking assassin.
Works, though.
But it works, right? You could throw your turret over here and then hold here, and then this Sojourn really can't walk forward here. And you can't, the Ball, you could just sneak up, or you could hold and shoot Ball, and it's really difficult for them to push you out. And honestly, any death that you have is probably kind of earned. I'm trying to think about turret locations as well. You could probably throw it up on the ceiling. That's probably the best way to do it. Up on the ceiling.
Usually, I would throw it under just under the bridge here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right up here. Right. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Just so it's a little harder to shoot. But you can kind of see, it feels as if there's no angle that you can control of where you are, that you're not going to get spammed by Sojourn at, an extremely long range. Ana as well. Ana will mess you up, too.
Oh, Anna, yeah, Anna will definitely
at that
pass
range.
And she's really hard to hit the long range as well.
She is, yeah, she is.
With her small strafes, right? She doesn't move a lot, but the little that she moves is...
yeah, I'm looking at your comp too. I'm wondering if she picks crit perk here too. So she gets a double nano, but like, I don't know, this might be one of those situations where crit perk might actually be good here too. So from like an angle pilled option here, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this feels too close, frankly, right? I would want you... Way too close. Yeah, where would you want... I'm going to say if we come to the same conclusion here, where would you go?
I would go like further back, like towards the left, where like we can't really see the camera, or just play the stairs.
Yeah,
like
here, or here, or you could even exactly. Like you could kind of lurk here. Yeah, you could lurk here. As long as the sleep dart will kill you, but besides sleep dart, you can hold this angle. Just kind of lurking, very on a tight leash because you're Torb, but you do pull on the leash a little bit here.
Lurk with my E.
Yeah, exactly. Because this just feels so incredibly scary.
It is. Yeah.
Turret's probably okay. I don't know if they can break it from spawn. Can they?
I want to put it up into the...
Yeah, this is actually...
You can't break it from there, but I want to put it... If you go onto my POV here, usually I would put it up in the corner above me.
Like up here? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like if they're playing any kind of comp where they kind of want to go into us.
Yeah, my only complaint would be if we end up evaluating this situation and ask you to go kind of like lurk here, again, I want the turret to complement the position, right? So if I'm here, turret's up on this ceiling instead, right? If you're here, then I want turret, I don't know, like up here, right?
Or
something
in the right
like,
side corner.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
something like that.
It gets broken very easily, but it's kind of...
But again, it's like to break it, they're going to have to peek you and push you, right? Like we don't care. So it's like that again, I kind of want you to decide on how do I want to leverage my utility, my survivability first, and then let the turret kind of decide afterwards. There's exceptions to that rule, like first point defense Blizzard World. You can throw your turret in like some really goofy angles before the fight starts.
Oh, there's some good turrets for some...
Yeah. But my point being is that like those are the exception, not the rule. The rule is more of turret complements what angle I want to take. It's the extra HP. Because it's like, this is fine, but like, you're just not controlling any space, and it's not even an advantage versus on a Sojourn,
No, it's not.
And then you died on a Sojourn. I guarantee you she came from right side. Or your right.
She came from my right side.
Yeah. So this is space that you should have been controlling, or this is space that you should have been avoiding entirely and trading backlines, right? Yeah.
And then I can just take advantage of her.
Exactly. It also gives you better angles for your ult as well. We kind of talked about it already once, but like it gives you like really good vision about where you want to be. Same thing here. Should be left side. 100% left side. You could go inside right, but just there's so much more space to control from here. You could throw your turret up here. I mean, throw your turret here and then start. You could even just press your ult like now. You could just press your ult now. Bam, 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 and just completely zone them all the way out.
Make space, right? With it.
It's fine to use an ult to make space if it's the first ultimate. It's fine. Complements your angle. That's really annoying.
It gets destroyed.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's unlucky. Just trade. It's just a question of timing, right? Just needed to be here 8-10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing here. Gotta take space. The one problem that you're going to have is that Torb can bully a lot of angles, but it's not always the most convenient character. So, for example, if I'm playing Tracer here, I really don't care if Junkrat's here. I can still take this lane. I have to be careful. I have to go past him probably, but I can still make it. But if I'm Torb and Junkrat ends up being here, I'm kind of screwed, right? Like, there's not really a whole lot. But you at least have to try, You have to at least try. Conversely, if you're trying to walk up and take, like, this lane here, if the Sojourn's on high ground with Pocket, again, you're kind of screwed. You don't really have the advantage on the sniper in open space, nor do you have the advantage versus Junkrat in a small room. But you have to try, right? You have to try. You have to make them be there first, because they're not always going to be there. So if you look at this and you're like, all right, there's literally no angle that I can take. Well, you can see there is, right? I wouldn't go left, but where could you go?
I could just go right here.
You could just walk right.
Like where the ball is, right?
Yeah, sit here and then kind of evaluate, you know? Okay, let's poke ball, poke ball, poke ball, poke ball. Oh, look, poke junk. Okay, now I can walk underneath and then go from there. You know, maybe this is better for me. Throw my turret on the ceiling and approach from this angle with overload here. That way I'm not peeking the Sojourn from far away. I'm not getting in the Junkrat's face. And then I can do what I want from here. You kind of see what I'm saying?
I think I overall just give a little bit too much respect to Sojourn as well with like what angles it
yeah.
takes. I take far less angles when there's a Sojourn.
Yeah, and it does have to be a question of timing too, right? So like if you walked up to underneath like 8-9 seconds ago while your wrist is still coming out of spawn, she's gonna push you and she's gonna kill you. Yeah. But like for them to push you and kill you underneath now would be a massive opportunity cost. Like they would have to choose to do so at a really bad time. This ult's fine. I think your spread is pretty good. I think some of your spread.
I wanted to throw a shot at the Junkrat as well.
Yeah, I don't think the spread is quite as good as it could be. So for example, like right now, I think there could be one more shot bouncing off of this here. Don't forget it bounces.
I thought I got a shot into it.
Okay. It's not bad, but it could be better. The other thing as well is I wouldn't bother with more here. As you said, you need more here. You need to think more about the space that you're controlling and less about the target. Yeah. So because you're like, oh, Wrecking Ball, it doesn't matter. He's going to roll away anyway. This is way more important to get shots on. Yeah.
I think my thought process there was to get 2 of them there and then 1 over to Junkrat, but then I kind of
you
put
screwed
the last one into the door over there.
The timing of the ult's fine, though. And the general idea of what you're trying to accomplish is fine.
Yeah. Just like execution wasn't there.
Yeah. Good stuff. I mean, this is kind of unfortunate from your team. I don't know what happened, but I think the ult was fine.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay, open your angle here. Where do you go?
I think I just take left side.
I think you take left side too. Yeah, you have all the information. I agree. You hear people here, so this means this is free, right? Or as you said, straight under, because I mean, you may not want to run to Sojourn here. Okay, fine. So then this is the angle here. Yeah. You can't stay here. You would be pushed out, but like you need to force the threat here. Right? Yeah, you need it because you're a threat because you're getting hit anyway right now, but you're not doing. Junkrat's not even aiming for you right now. Look at what he's aiming for. I think he's aiming for your Orisa.
He's just
You know, it's like, oh, well, okay, nice, that's nice. And then you're getting hit by Slam, getting hit by Mines. Like, I've actually, like, kind of reconsidered the way I look at heroes. And, like, mobility is your responsibility to take an angle, right? Like, everybody understands that. You have mobility, you got to use it, right? Yeah. But actually, survivability is mobility. Because it's what allows you to take angles, right? Yeah. Without dying, right? It's the same thing in mobility, right? Like I can take an angle. I'm very slow at it, but I have like this massive health pool and overload to be able to that allows me to not get punished. Like look at this, right? If you get the mini here, this is as good as a tracer, right? They can't push you out, right? And so if you time it correctly, you can't get out. It's the same thing with Mei. It's the same thing. You know, with Cassidy to an extent as well. So it's like you have the survivability and you just carried the fight. Because if you look at like let's look at your space control here. So let's go back even before, because you were down here, right? So you walk.
Here we should have by all means lost all space.
Yeah. Look at ball junk. Look at ball junk. Ball junk. Bam. Look at Ana. Look at Sojourn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that completely takes all of the pressure off of the choke. So then let's look at what your red circles do as a result. They're still shooting turret, by the way. Ball's got no pressure in your backline. Sojourn's still not looking forward. She just broke turret. Brigitte's in her face. Right. Yeah, and Brigitte's in her face, and now it's over. Right? That like you enabled that, right? You enabled that. So it was well timed and it was well done. So good stuff. And that was also a great example of like the turret opportunity cost, right? Like you fed rail, but that was not a good time for Sojourn to be shooting rail. She needed to be looking elsewhere, and so she died. Go ahead, you were saying something.
I'm not sure what I was saying.
Okay, my bad.
That's no worries.
All right. I think turret is pretty good here.
I forgot they had forward spawn there.
Yeah, that's fine. I think turret's pretty good because they have forward spawn, because this is probably where the fight's going to happen. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Eurus is pushing it pretty far.
Yeah, we were very far, and we got.
I think where you're at is pretty good, because this is like you're not sure where to hold, so this feels like a good middle ground, you know?
Yeah, especially because bot isn't even halfway yet.
Yeah, this is good. good angle control here. I mean, this is it, right? Like Junkrat holds high ground.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's lucky that you got the kill, right? Nice shots.
But it's different.
He can't push this lane now, right? And this ball, look at this ball's HP because you've been here for the last 10 seconds, right? It's constant. He's not getting he's not even getting his passive heal, right? Like that's the big thing. It's not just the DPS passive. It's like his passive heal doesn't kick in as long as the turret can see him. Yeah. So it's like you've done so much right now. It feels like, yeah, I mean, you guys are actually having an advantage despite losing your Cassidy like before the fight even started.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the location of the fight has changed here, so you should probably deepen. What are you thinking from here?
It would be once again into the left side room, to be honest.
I think so.
I kind of want to flank here on them. I think
so too.
See the Ana from it. I can see the sword from it.
Yeah. So obviously you don't know for sure where they are, but you can know that either going through here or whatever, you peek here, you throw turret or whatever, and then you just start vomiting molten core. Now they're gonna all go back, so you're gonna pop overload and you're gonna run, and your team's just gonna go whoop
for space,
right? Right, and it's with very little risk to your life.
Yeah. It's a bit like a tracer forcing angles behind.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, again, highlighting that mobility or survivability is mobility here. That's what it is. And unfortunately, like, you kind of wait a little too long, and then you're not controlling space, but not well enough, and then ultimately, you still get punished. Space. Yeah, you still get punished.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ults, and I think that's going to cost you. Okay, let's zoom here. Do you have another code? I think we've got a few minutes.
We have 10 minutes. I'll do a quick code then.
Yeah, I mean, the key thing is that we can stay in the replay viewer after the wipe, but we can't import a new code. Yes. That's what. So So even after the wipe, we'll be able to stay in and keep watching it, but as soon as we leave it, it'll kick us out. So you're safe as long as we're in this code, basically. So I think the biggest thing is just more like space control. It's Li Jiang. It's a short Li Jiang.
Oh, that's like one. That's 1 point of Li Jiang. The first one was a complete steamroll.
Okay, do you have another code as well?
Yeah.
Okay, let's speed run this one, and then we'll get into the longer one. Same thing with space control here. This is not your advantage at all whatsoever. Even if versus like, let's say they're playing hard dive here, you'd still want to be here poking, like not aggressively pushing, but you'd still want to be forcing attention to this corner here, right? Same thing here. You go here, you're like, okay, wow, get to here, throw your turret, ego this angle.
I end up doing that, but on the complete opposite side. I go to point.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I like this because it's more congested than point, though, which is generally kind of more up your alley versus these characters. But it's just like you're allowing the Sojourn to hold this angle. Like, you just can't. Like, she can't be allowed to control this angle here. It's like you're contesting space that's nobody's going to push. Who the frick cares about this, right? This is scary, right? This is scary. That's where you need to be controlling space. So your mechanics are kind of carrying you, honestly. Your mechanics and in general, like, you're generally definitely putting some thought into your turrets, which is a huge advantage, but your space control as a whole is, like, not great. Nice shots. Holy crap. Like, this is crazy, right? Like, it's just... This is like, and this is too late, right? If you'd been here earlier, maybe it could have worked, but going into contested space like the Junkrat in the previous round, it's not as comfortable. And especially when you don't know what's here. If I walk the corner here and Junkrat or Junker Queen Reaper's here, I'm screwed, right? I'm just screwed. But holy crap, can we just admire the fact that you just hit 4 headshots in a row?
I was kind of happy with that, and then I was kind of sad that I didn't overload here.
Yeah.
Something I thought about the fact that I wasn't full HP there.
Same thing with space. You gotta clear out that Sojourn. This is your advantage. You win this duel versus Sojourn here. This is how you create space. Survivability is mobility, basically.
I think I end up going here. I do.
Yeah. But the problem is that you go now, your Ryan's dead, and now you don't have turret to complement this angle anymore either. This is good. It's just too late.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're allowed to focus you as easily without really any punishment because there's just no Ryan shield in their face anymore. So it's still good. You're just not going to be as comfortable. Good. Just keep deepening. Like keep wrapping. Get to here. Throw your turret. Just keep going. Squeeze. Because you can kind of see how shallow your lane is here, and then once you're here, it's free.
I kind of figured that our fight was already dead with Dark Genji gone.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I sort of thought I would just die if I went deeper, like to that big.
Yeah. To me, the reason I'm saying that is because I'm looking at your team's body language, and your team is not quitting. You see your Ryan?
Oh, my Ryan isn't quitting. The rest of us are.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like if your Ryan's not quitting, then your entire team's not quitting. Because what are you gonna do? Stagger further? You might as well stagger with him, right? So might as well complement what you're doing. I mean, I agree with you, but like
pushing together, right?
Right. He's making the wrong play, so you have to complement it because with him dead, it's pointless anyway. So. I don't know. This is okay. Definitely want you to peek out right if you're going to do this. Like, if you're going to peek here, again, this is not the angle you want to peek because of the open space versus the targets that you're peeking. You see this? So
yeah, I think here I'm kind of just waiting for the Genji to come back and hopefully maybe get hitting like
right, and I agree. But if you're going to open an angle here, it needs to be here because this is an angle where you can poke more comfortably without worrying about getting sniped, essentially. So if I play this out here, there's Lifeweaver, there's Queen, there's Sojourn, but in a different angle with her crosshair and 5-10 meters closer.
Yeah, makes sense.
I like the turret, though. It complements the angle if Reaper pushes you. And I like this as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you see that? Do you see this right now? I mean, I wouldn't repeat that, but like that's nano Sojourn ult. Nano Sojourn ult on a turret. You know? And the best part about it is, yes, you had to leave the angle. Go right back to the right. Just go right back and do it again. Nice job.
I think I do go right here.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm slipping go left. I do.
Yeah. I mean, you could have definitely held the angle post nano, like walked back, but honestly, like this is fine. This is fine. Just pop your ult. Pop it.
Yeah.
Pop it.
Like,
yeah,
right,
you gotta go.
But right here, I realized that I need to pop my ult, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Too late now. I mean, you're hitting some crazy shots. Like clearly your strength here. Okay, so let's quickly give me the next code. Yeah. It's the same thing as Coliseum, though. You see it? It's the same exact thing. Taking space, and then letting your turret complement that. Okay. Hey, Blizzard World, perfect. Freya is rough for you. Not a good matchup.
Yeah. There is some matchups where I'm really like out of my league on what to do. I think Sojourn, especially with a pocket, is very, very, very threatening. Freya is, you can't really touch her whatsoever. And
it's just Sojourn. It's just Sojourn again, maybe even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the air Sojourn, right?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing though with how you're controlling space though. So like first things first, you got to look at where are we holding, where are we fighting. I don't like this turret, to be honest with you. I know what you're thinking. It is great
if they're running dive. They're not running dive.
You're right.
There's another turret you can do like down in the bottom right, like where.
Sure. I just like more consistent turrets, you know. And for this one, it's not really all that creative. Just throw the turret in the freaking mega to the staircase. You know what I'm saying? And then make your decision from there. But yeah, you're gonna need to control an angle here. I know you're not going to, so I'm gonna sound like a broken record. But like,
I'm not going to control an angle here. I watched this game earlier, and I was kind of
I mean, this is like the definitive angle control composition because you're playing into Widow, Freya, Ana. If you don't control a room, you're screwed. Like you can't outpoke these characters. Not in this map. No. You must. So with what information that you have, what architecture, this is the question I always ask DPS players, what architecture makes sense here?
Architecture?
Yes. Like what part of the map feels good?
Oh.
You know?
Left side room, like under where the monkey is, or where my Ana is, right?
Just play ring around the Rosie in here. You know? This is okay. Or you could also play in here, you know? But I think given where your team is postured, just sit in here.
Yeah.
Dare them to come on in here. Winston, Kiriko, it could be scary, but you're of all the DPS, like you're probably the best equipped DPS for controlling that space. Like I actually don't think there is a single DPS that would be better at being self-sufficient at controlling that space. I don't think Reaper. I don't think Cassidy. Maybe Tracer, kind of, sort of. But you could punish a lot more than Tracer.
The resources to stay there as well, right?
So like this guy can't be here. Like he just can't. Like he should not be allowed to be here. And if he's here, there should be some threat of like, oh gosh, where is this guy? You know, if I take this space here and I leave her alone, she should be dead. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the. So yeah, you're absorbing the dive, I guess. You know, but also at the same time,
it doesn't
like,
matter if they're playing with
you're not compressing, you're not controlling that space, right? Because as soon as he's out, What can you do now? Do you see the problem?
Yeah, and now it's kind of I can spam and hope to get a kill, but it's kind of unlikely, right?
Right. It's always I have to be better than the Widow to get the kill. I have to be better than the Freya to get a kill. So it's really telling that you went from high value to zero value. Zero value pre-fight, zero value post-fight, and that's because of the lane that you're controlling.
That makes sense.
Because every peak is a risk for you right now.
Yeah.
Because you to be honest with you, I think you have to ego these guys because it's better to at least die and do something. But here, it's like you already took the damage, so you're actually not even able to anti-dive appropriately because you took damage pre-fight, and it's because of the lane that you're controlling. It's going to continue. Now, there's some maps that are harder than others. I think first point's really good for Torb if you position appropriately, but this is going to be hard, right? Like, okay, never mind, you guys held. Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't have held that. I think the second point is where I actually had like more issues and...
Yeah, well, it makes sense, right? It's like wide freaking open. Okay, do we adjust?
We do just a little bit late.
I mean, this is okay. It's just too late now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is hard. This is hard.
Yeah, this one's a lot harder. You can like go inside left side, but those angles aren't usually always the best.
They're not usually,
especially against this.
Yeah, so it's very easy to isolate you here. I don't care. I don't care. You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to time it well, but you have to do it. You have to at least. This is your architecture, right? You know, if you don't control, if you can't win these duels outside of this. This is just you praying. You know. I mean, you've literally done no damage.
Yeah, I've been completely useless here.
And in here, oh yeah, I got something to do. But now what? Now you're getting railed by Freya, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you peeked there for literally 1 second, right? And you literally already ate a rail. So you're trying to utilize cover, but it's just not architecturally friendly. Obviously, like at this point now, it's even harder because now they all have all the high ground, so every rotation feels miserable. You can, when in doubt, like you can always be like, well, at least I'm going to make them look off to. I'm going to at least take an angle, even if it's not an optimal angle. At least take an angle. Otherwise, I just don't know if you guys can retake this or literally pop overload just to get here faster now, because now this is nice and congested, right?
I think I pop overload on the point here.
Yeah, I mean,
just slightly too late.
Yeah, again, it's just not. No, get up here, get up, because now this is good because what's changed?
Now it's on the Freya and Monkey there, but I can at least kind of poke.
It's a proximity, right? It's the enemy.
Now she has to look at me.
Right, it's the enemy. It's the enemy's positions. We went from having Freya here to Freya here, so now this is a location that you can actually contest her in. So I guess that's the key thing.
Not actually kind of poke her.
Right, we're not like trying to memorize map angles here. We're looking for what is an angle that I can reasonably take given where they are right now. Right, it's like when we took that left angle on Colosseo, and then we're like, "Oh no, Junkrat's there," so now we can't because I don't want to face him in a small room. Right, it's all contextual, but we're
actively looking for angles.
Actively looking for it. Yes, exactly. Because like you're screwed here. Like this sucks. I think the spread is a little whatever, but you're under a lot of pressure, right? It's just like you said, it's a little too late, and there's just been a real lack of angle control. And this one's really simple. You can't go left versus this comp at all. It has to be somewhere right. I mean, as quickly as you possibly can. So, you know, do you want to be here? Do you want to be here? This feels pretty spooky. Maybe it's like here.
I think kind of here. Yeah, there is.
You know? Probably I mean, you can go left, but it would be kind of like here. Like you throw a turret up on the wall here, and then you kind of play patty cake here.
Yeah.
So do this, but just do it.
Really doing anything
yeah. Just do it a teeny bit closer. Well, it's kind of what we said. Like once you decide on your position, it does allow you to make different choices with your turret. I think you realize it here. This is good. Because this is where, like, yeah, Freya's scary here, but there's a chance you can kill her at least. Like, see, you said you hit a headshot. There it is, right there. You hit the shot. So you took the shot, but you also hit the shot, and then she dies. Good stuff. Finally. Okay. I mean, I don't hate it. It might be too soon with where your team is fighting, but at least you and your Brig can do something here. Yeah. I mean, you and your Brig at least are good here.
Yeah.
Oh, just Just
no, it's a bit too late. I waited for too long to push up. I kind of thought someone was gonna push in there left side.
No, it's just still okay. Like your Orisa bails you out with the ult.
Yeah. Now I whiff a bit, but
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. I mean, this is, again, if we talk architecture, this is your type of space, right? This little congested room. It's not just about the angle. It's also about where are you taking that space.
Yeah.
Level 3 here. Probably because you're going to have more time to set up here, so it makes sense. How much more DPS is level 3? I actually don't know.
I don't know, but I like it because you can pop it and it gives the turret extra HP. If they try to push you, right?
Yeah.
You pop it when it's low and it instantly goes up to like 300 HP.
Yeah.
And like generally, I think against the comps where it's like this Freya or Sojourn, like Cassidy, Ana, Zenyatta, it's you don't get as much value out of the wall turret because as soon as they can see it, it's gone.
Okay, so it more than doubles the damage. It's 30 DPS, I believe. So that's like not bad. That's gonna be
damage isn't usually what I'm looking to.
Right, of course. It's like you said, the heal.
Yeah.
This is good. This is really annoying. You know, for that Ana. That's nade. That's sleep. That's HP. She's thinking about it. You still have your overload. You're a little slow here.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for my turret, and I think there was a bit of a
Yeah. You shouldn't have waited for turret. Yeah, the turret is what allowed you to pick this angle in the first place because it's the situation where she doesn't have either CD, right? That's your fault, right? So yeah, I mean, you don't need turret for this to work because it costs you turret to force sleep dart. I guess is the way to look at it.
Yeah.
That being said, I actually still think this is worth it because, yeah, just run. I would not push this because it's just you. But like this is really annoying.
I failed to notice that Freya died earlier. Here.
Yeah, but if you did, this is really freaking annoying because the Freya's stuck, and they're still thinking about you. Aw, verticality gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it's still not terrible though. Like, look at the vacation.
It's not terrible, right?
It's not terrible, right? Like it's buying time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you played that even better, it would have been perfect, but...
Yeah. I think if I had noticed the
Yeah, it's still opportunity cost. This is great angle for you. Nothing can push you here. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, I think we have officially had the wipe here, so we gotta be very careful. Don't like the angle, don't like the turret. You know, that's kind of like the two in hand. We're just kind of vomiting damage down the choke, but right, exactly. You're not going to win this versus Freya on a Zen. This angle right here, they're going to out pressure you. You're not utilizing your survivability here. That's your fault. It's your job.
Yeah.
This is your lane. You can contest this guy.
He should not have been allowed to.
Correct. Or you decide that you're going to go here instead, and then you force trance from this angle instead, because you're unpushable here. Right. Correct. So it's kind of funny because the turret makes sense with where you position, but it doesn't make sense where you positioned, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like for the position it makes sense, but the position doesn't.
Yeah, exactly it. Okay. I think I can skip forward here safely. Okay, we're good. Okay.
You know what causes the crash? Like if
it's not the crash, I'm talking about the wipe. The crash, I have no idea. I don't know, because it's still in custom games at Workshop. I have no idea. Okay, this is the moment of truth here. Frankly, I would prefer almost a blind rollout on left side every time you play Blizzard World. What I would do is I would sit here and I'd listen to make sure there's not like a tank in here, and then I'd push out from here.
I think my plan was to go up top right immediately.
Sure. But what if you guys get spammed so hard? Like, I guess it's different with the Winston, but there's a chance sometimes you'll get stuck in this choke and you have to help clear high ground from the left.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But that being said, if you do go top right, I'm a fan because architecture, right? This is good. You have to be careful, but this is good. Don't stay here, though.
And I don't end up going top right.
You don't end up going top right.
But that was another fight.
Yeah. But I mean, but see, you're looking for the right things now, right? We've got you thinking the right way. Because then you can take top right, and not only can you take top right, you can then drop bottom right. Okay, where are we at? Okay, you could go here, and then you can hard flank if you'd like to, or you can just poke passively from here. It's like that whole area is good for you to play.
I don't know if it was this game or if it was another Blizzardville game, but I know we won the first point by doing that, by taking right side and just going behind them.
That is some. I mean, even here, right? Like, get here with your overload. You know, this is your little spot. You know, or go far right. We don't let you point. I'm seeing a disturbing lack of tracer fundamentals. Oh my days! But I'm telling you, the mechanics are crazy. The mechanics are really good.
Yeah, I think it happens especially much in the games where I'm not sure about.
Yeah. Like you said, it's just more of a map unfamiliarity thing, which is experimental. Because this is really good. Like, it's really hard to push you out here as long as you play your HP correctly. Like, this Freya is really spooked. They can't really push you out. If they don't contest you, then you can just wrap behind them. I mean, like, look at this. Like, this Freya doesn't want to play here, you know? This Brigitte doesn't want to play here. They wanted to stop, and they can't. Now, you got them thinking about it, right? And you've not really demanded anything. That turret is good. I like this. To be honest, I probably would have, like, played a little bit cheekier here instead, I think. But
I think I was a bit afraid of the Freya.
Yeah. I understand. But this is okay. Definitely go up the stairs now, though, because you don't really have anything to see from this position. So I like the theory of what you're doing. I just don't know if it's the best, because you actually physically can't see anything. So it's like finding that balance between, you know, finding a compressed angle, which you did, but obviously an angle where you can actually shoot something. So.
Yeah.
Okay, but hey, I mean, I will take that over what we've seen earlier.
I took an angle for something at least, right?
Yes, and it worked.
It's better than no angle.
It worked. It allowed your team to walk forward for a good 10 extra seconds than they otherwise would have been able to. I mean, look at this. Look at the freaking. They are really, really locked into what you're doing right now.
They are scared.
Yeah, I mean, you should be scared because they're giving you all the attention right now, right? But because it's architecture that is okay for you, you're gonna live. I mean, look at this position. Look at the space they're controlling right now, right? It's terrible, right? That angle has spooked them.
Yeah.
And then you've decided to rotate to the other side. This is fine. Now what's the next step, though, right? Probably go back.
Now it's going left side again.
Maybe you could go take the time to set up upstairs. Maybe you could rotate all the way into here, right? Your choice. Just don't stay here, right? You've put in all that work. You wouldn't force a duel right now, but you could start rotating. Where's my next step, right? But the problem is that, like, as soon as you were forced out, you gave up, and then they opened their angles again. You see this? Look at the Widow's angle. Look at the Freya's angle. And now you're cooked. You can't possibly contest the Freya, but you can contest this Widowmaker with what's available to you. I think you guys are screwed here. I don't see how you win this with the map control that you have.
I don't think we do win it.
Yeah. Moron. She thought she was.
Yeah, that was,
that
was a very interesting.
Okay. Soldier. Interesting. That is
probably
the worst DPS character you could play here versus this comp.
Yeah.
That's a choice. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now, what we can do here as well is you can make a lot of noise. So you could pop your ult right now. Throw it here, throw it on cart, throw 1 or 2 shots up straight in the air and pray that they land correctly, and just see what happens. Because you're not going to get a good ult. Like, we've already, like, you're just not going to get a good, not versus this comp on this map. Just blow it, see what happens. I really like what you're doing, though, overall right now, though. This has been much better. It's unfortunate, but, like, yeah, look at that. Look, this is horrible for her. Not a good ult, not a good angle. Winston is already getting chunked. It's okay. I just would have popped my ultimate sooner. That's all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A little bit of a meat shield with a turret. Oh, no, it broke. It's just a visual bug.
A turret can be a very good meat shield.
Yeah. Only thing I would say here is...
Behind, right?
Yeah, only thing I'd say is just maybe this is a rotation where you just go here instead. Or maybe even just go back and swing out up this... I don't know, maybe it's too cheeky. This is a difficult map, but... I think what's happened is that you've been confronted with this doesn't work, so I have to figure something out. And because of that frustration and that difficulty, you've actually played well, much better than you did on the defense.
Yeah.
So in a way, it going poorly has been helpful to you because it's forced you to kind of get your act in gear, and you've definitely problem solved okay.
Mm-hmm.
Problem here is that you guys just haven't had a good old fight. Yep. Drop turret and go. Because even though this is kind of open space, you do have a self-heal. So, like, if you're going to do anything, at least do it on a deep flank.
Yeah.
Blow it. I mean, I think you think this fight's lost, but...
I think I thought it was lost.
Yeah.
I think it would have been winnable if I did use it, especially if I used, like, maybe
5
seconds earlier there.
Yeah, I think the key thing for me is that, like, don't fish for a good ultimate here because you're not going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in defense.
Sometimes I do end up holding my ult, like, a little bit too long unintentionally. I either forget about it or I just
attack situations are going to be problematic for sure. Yep, there it is. A little bit more spread here, too much stacking. I needed more this way and maybe even a little bit off to the right there. It's never terrible, but it's never quite as good as I'd like.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Tracer swap is good as well because that simplifies your choices. Again, you're not really scared of Tracer in a dark room. She's more scared of you, so you're just going to have more... But she also can't play in main, you know, so she's either going to have to actively avoid you or you're going to have something fun to do on the flank, right? You're going to have a duel to do. Same thing with space, right? Probably should already be in the mega room to our left.
Yeah.
Or this is your angle
right,
here. Yeah, this is okay. I like left a little better because right feels pretty all or nothing, but it's really your choice. Either one can work. Yeah, you're chasing. You got to commit. Either commit to that left or commit to the right. Because your Winston's kind of by himself. Like worst case. Yeah, it's just like worst case scenario, right? Like you're in the middle of the open just dying to crap. All right, let's watch one more fight. Sure. Good use of the overload there with the turret heal. It's really freaking annoying for her.
Oh, it's very annoying for Tracer.
Yeah, it's super annoying. It's like you were still getting value elsewhere while she was taking a extended 1v1 with a turret. Nice shot. Oh, you almost got her with that flick too. I want to see how close that was.
I felt like it was close in the moment.
Yeah, it was really close. Sure. Ah, shoot. The stupid scroll wheel on my mouse is bugged.
The scroll wheel goes back and forward?
Yeah, well, I have it set to where I can change the movement speed with the scroll wheel, and so I'll always scroll down and it doesn't work. Okay, so bam. Just a bit of an just a little bit too far. It was on the right, x-axis.
She got her full blink off, you know.
Yeah. You're scammed by her being bad at Tracer. Unfortunate.
Exactly.
What needs to be practiced? What do you got?
Angles, and
what about your angles though?
Just more. To be more active with angles. Don't be like too much.
Yeah. What space you can control.
Also, actively look for angles and preset up a little bit earlier.
Yes. Finding angles that complement your hero. Yeah. I mean, we highlighted some
I find the angles in the end, and then a lot of them are just a little bit too late, right?
Agreed. We kind of highlighted some points in Colosseo where, like, if all the angles are contested by people that, like, the Junkrat's in the small room, the Sojourn's in the wide room, it can be hard, right? Especially with a character like Turk, because you don't really have an extreme short range, long range. You're kind of somewhere. But I do think that's like the exception, right? The rules, you'll generally find more open space that you can contest, and then crucially, once you're there, let the turret and overload kind of let that be decided by how you position yourself. Only other thing I'd say beyond that is be more proactive with your ultimate, especially in unoptimal situations. just to either make noise, take space. You can put it on your freaking feet, depending on the matchup, so that like, okay, I'm gonna take a really aggressive angle versus Reaper Tracer, throw a square on me, throw some squares on them, be like, hey, I dare you to try and push me out right now, right? It's not a very flexible ultimate, to be honest, but it does last a long time and it makes a lot of noise. So you utilize that, right? First ultimate is almost always the ultimate that creates space and almost never gets kills. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, any questions, mate?
I don't think I have too many questions.
Okay, sounds good. You had some questions about mental booms in the forum. We didn't really talk about that as much. Maybe that's outdated, but anything come to mind?
It's a little bit outdated in that way, but I think it still like somewhat applies. I do get frustrated.
Sure.
Sometimes it's like, especially when I can't really find what's happening. Like, what's going on.
That's kind of what's gonna be my question. Is it more ignorance based or whatever? But also keep in mind that your ability to read a situation is also based off of like the mental state that you're in. So like, are you taking breaks? Are you going in with a good attitude? And also obviously like one thing we talked about was like sleep as well for you. So
I think when I submitted it, I think I just lost 9 games in a row to a pocket of Sojourn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That
and I
was
guarantee,
a mental
yeah.
I just kept going for no reason whatsoever.
Right, so that's bad mental approach to playing the game. But to be honest with you, I also think if we went back and looked at how you're angle controlling there, you're probably standing somewhere on main and just getting railed off of cooldown.
100%. I was just not like in the right mind. Right?
That's like the worst spot to be versus Sojourn, because she takes any high ground that she wants and she's untouchable. So okay, yeah. I mean, if more questions,
Sojourn. I'm EU's biggest Sojourn hater.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If any other questions come up, just let me know, all right?